Coming up today on This Is True Really News, the perils of being a female construction lead.
A what?
Female construction lead.
Okay.
She's running, she's like a project manager for
she'd be
construction
like
projects.
Yeah, got it.
But she'd be a gal in a primarily male business.
Yeah. So I don't know what that's like at all. My wife is, of course, working in civil engineering, so I would have no idea.
No idea. What's so funny is Robin will say something to me occasionally about how the streets are made in Blaine when we're all in the same grade.
Dude, my children know about crowning of roads and degrees of it, all this stuff, and I'm going...
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
My kids must have been great fun at high school parties.
Anyway.
You want to know what would make that drain better? Puke downhill.
Yeah, there you go. I'll crown you. Please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. If you have a story you'd like us to take a look at, send it to titr@netradio.network. Leave comments, questions, observations, or snarks wherever you find us, or you can send that to titr@netradio.network as well.
Eric's kind of proud of knowing all that, by the way.
And very good.
Yeah.
Nice job, Eric.
Seems so normal otherwise.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
In Suffolk, that's in England, as opposed to, Suffolk, Minnesota.
There's no Suffolk, Minnesota.
Yeah. No Suffolk, Germany either.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a Suffolk, Iceland.
Thailand, maybe?
Suffolk, Thailand. Ooh, yeah, it's likely.
Maybe Suffolk, Vietnam. It's just a very small little. Suffolk, England. Police have issued a special request to the town council.
Dear town council.
As it considers what the BBC reports as the Turning Our Town Around project.
To face another direction?
Okay, admit it. You got just a little nausea right in the tummy hearing that, didn't you?
Turning our town around.
The area of focus is Eris Square. This includes, now in the old days, right? The square was the center. Church was there. I'm guessing pubs weren't far off. Anyway.
But there was also the city buildings were all right around the square.
Everything was right around town square.
Yeah.
The important buildings, the church and the city buildings.
And the pubs.
So Eris Square includes St. Stephen's Church and Graveyard, which police say is a site with, quote, high levels of crime and antisocial behavior.
All those dead people are acting up?
Well, what does Sherlock Holmes say when you remove all the possible?
Send Casper the Friendly Ghost over there. He'll teach him.
In particular, the tombstones are being used, quote, as tables to consume the alcohol and drugs, and sometimes the site of, you won't believe this, sexual activity.
Interesting.
No, creepy would be.
Well, yeah. But
creepifying.
I know a number of people whose early...
Police recommended that individual tombstones be enclosed or surrounded by small railings along the top edge to deter such activity. Yes, because that would certainly stop that from happening. Council said the recommendation is under consideration. I
put up lights and cameras.
Yep. And then just have a director somewhere yell action whenever the lights flare.
So this is
back from the teenage years that I vaguely remember, there are some couples that wouldn't have bothered at all.
No, but I also have a few friends who the graveyards were the choice because it was quiet.
Still creepifying.
I know. First person story. As a female construction lead, I don't always get the same respect as my male counterparts. I was on a video call with my supervisor.
You're doing this first person, right?
Yeah, I'm pretending I'm her, but I'm not really her. I'm just pretending. I'm just an actor pretending to be her.
You knew I should have kept quiet.
I was on a video call with my supervisor when an employee, let's call him Bob, came in.
Let's call him unemployed.
He greeted my supervisor, but not me, which was fine. Then he sat down 2 seats away, opened his computer, and started typing. There were about a dozen seats in the job trailer, and I was seated at the very end, so he could have sat farther away, but didn't. That was also fine until he started whistling.
And Fine has now left the building.
Supervisor gave me a questioning look and gestured toward Bob. Me, politely, hey, Bob, do you mind not whistling while I'm on a call or maybe moving down to the other end? Bob, I'm not bothering you. Me, it's just a little distracting while, Bob, are you bothered? Supervisor's name? Supervisor. Yeah, kind of. Can you work somewhere else or just not whistle? Bob, sure, boss. Gets up and leaves.
Oh.
Later that night, 1749, Bob returns to the office. I was again on a video call with the same supervisor, as well as several higher-up individuals within the company and the customer we were contracted with.
Oh, goody.
Like that.
Let me guess, Bob was a jerkosaur again?
It's kind of like the time I made a crack about McDonald's just as our sales guy was trying to sell McDonald's ads on our radio station.
Yeah.
That got me a talking to, by the way.
Timing.
Yeah. Bob says, I think you were pretty disrespectful to me today.
Remember at KSDP, you couldn't mention any brand names of anything?
Yeah, we didn't.
It was a sports car. It wasn't a whatever kind of. You would never mention a Tesla. It would be a high-end sports car.
Yep. Okay, so you were disrespectful to me today. Okay, can we discuss that when? No. You need to hear this now. I don't know why you have your job because, frankly, you're not good at it. Me, Bob, probably earned it on your knees. Me, firmly, Bob, that's enough. Bob, you are effing rude. The way you spoke to me earlier was just not professional. Me, I wasn't disrespectful or rude. You came in, saw that I was on a video call with supervisor and started whistling. Bob said, you said in a mocking tone, Bob, stop whistling, like I was being obnoxious. I asked you politely to stop whistling, but you didn't until supervisor stepped in. Bob, and now you're gaslighting me. I should call supervisor and tell him what an effing bee you are. A blind and deaf monkey would be a better manager than you.
Here, ask him. Tell him. Go ahead.
This woman's a genius. I turned my computer around so he could see the video call. The color drained from his face.
As the money drained from his billfold.
Supervisor, no need, Bob. I'll call you when I'm done here. Head of company. I'll join that call. Bob walks out again. Supervisor later informed me Bob tried to say he was only joking and I shouldn't be so upset. Customer said he did not want his company associating with Bob or anyone like him, so he requested Bob be moved to another project. Bob decided to quit.
Probably a good move, Bob, because the Himalayas are cold this time of year.
Is it jerks like that? They just never take stock of the whole picture.
And
in the
almost
room.
Every business has one.
Right. Oh, that's so
okay.
Funny.
Some are jerks. Some are just not aware of anything.
Unaware. Yeah. I remember our Bob over at K-Mom was
blissfully
unaware.
Yep. Nice man. Just
unaware.
72-year-old Sheila Ortega.
Hi, Sheila.
Oh, hadn't been heard from for about a month before her family requested a welfare check.
They wanted money?
No, they want to make sure she's okay, you maroon.
Oh. Sorry.
In Lake Charles, Louisiana. Period. Sheriff Tony Manusco told KPLC TV that his officers went to the house. No car in the driveway, no signs of foul play. 5 days later, Ortega's family reported her missing officially. And that day, Christopher T. Cater, 41-year-old, was pulled over as he drove Ortega's SUV. Pretty much, police report pretty much writes itself so far.
I'm thinking all they have to do is tell the story.
The deputy asked Cater if he knew Ortega's whereabouts, and he said he'd dropped her in Arkansas to visit some friends.
Arkansas, to those of us who can read.
Arkansas.
You are correct. It looks
Shut
like
up,
Arkansas.
Only who would really want to claim Kansas? Let's go with Arkansas to visit some friends. And shut up.
I was born there. I can't.
Kansas called. They don't like you anymore. Said something about a goofy hat and a poor sense of humor.
Is it this hat?
I stood up for you. I said, he has a sense of humor, sort of.
He doesn't eat poop sandwiches. That's what I told him.
The deputy asked Cater if he knew her the whereabouts, said he dropped her in Arkansas. She wanted to visit some friends and was due to pick her up in a few days.
This sounds
Why
fishy.
do I feel like there should be a wink, wink, nudge, nudge in there?
Right.
On the following day, Ortega's van was seen in the parking lot of the Prian Lake Mall. Deputies took a closer look. Guess what was in there?
Our gal.
Sheila was there. Well, her body was there.
Sheila had vacated.
According to the sheriff, when they confronted Cater, he admitted to killing Cater about a month ago. Let that sink in. Killed her about a month ago and got several loans using her information. Said he was unsure what to do with her body. So he drove it around.
Showed her at the sites. You know.
Manusco said, we have never seen someone drive around with a dead body in an SUV for 30 days. Cater's bond is pending, and one imagines...
It's hundreds of billions of dollars.
Why?
You don't give this guy bond.
Don't put him loose.
No.
I mean, not only has he got no moral compass whatsoever, he's an idiot.
Speaking of criminal
intent?
What? Yeah, criminal intent. You ready for the Flathead Beacon police blotter?
Oh, thank God, a bit of normalcy.
3:05 a.m. A woman...
That's in the morning. By the way,
what?
If I hear that again from a so-called professional on the radio or television...
3:05 a.m. in the morning?
So help me. This morning at about 3 a.m. No kidding. This morning at 3 in the morning.
Drives you nuts.
I can live with the fact they can't actually make full sentences with a beginning, a middle, and an end. I can live with that, sort of.
Well, you've got kids.
Although I expect better.
Yeah,
I remember in the old days, like Huntley and Brinkley, Walter Cronkite, they spoke in sentences.
Never once did you hear him say, "The hell, Chet."
Well, once, but it was
but that was a different thing entirely. 3:05 a.m. A woman slumped over the wheel of her car, was just tired and taking a quick nap.
Oh, good. I was afraid it was Ortega and we had overlap, and that'd be bad.
7:06 a.m. Someone left a lawnmower sitting on a traffic island.
Now, if it's a concrete traffic island, I'd be confused. If it's like on a little patch of concrete and there's a grass ditch.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You might want to talk to the city, maybe. I don't know.
7:33 a.m. A man was sleeping in his car, which was parked on the sidewalk.
Was it running?
It doesn't say.
Were the keys in the ignition? If the keys are in the ignition, dude, it's going to be a long day.
7:47 a.m. A man kept nodding off while his car was in a turn lane along the highway. That drunk at 7:47 a.m. in the morning. Holy crap.
Bringing inebriation to a whole new level.
8:24 a.m. A man drove into a light pole.
As opposed to a heavy pole?
Exactly. Or, the medium-sized pole. Check to make sure.
There was a lawnmower there, so they couldn't really.
Husky. That's what we were looking for.
Husky, thank you.
Husky kids, husky children.
Wow. It only took us a few days. That's not bad. Actually, for us, that's not bad.
He drove into a light pole, checked to make sure it wasn't damaged, and drove away. 1:06 p.m. A man wanted to report he'd lost his wedding band in August of 2023. It's now a year ago, sir. 3:14 p.m. A large orange.
When asked, he said he was trying to take it off, trying to pick up chicks at a bar, but noticed it wasn't there.
3:14 p.m. A large orange traffic safety sign was partially in the road, impeding traffic. Is that irony? A safety sign causing an unsafe situation?
That's where safety signs go.
To impede traffic?
Often they say something like "no through traffic."
Yeah. Yep.
Or "follow detour, you moron." The one a block back.
Here's one I think you're going to love. And then it's the last one.
Although with some cities, it could just be for entertainment value. Go ahead.
8:57 p.m. A woman was standing outside of a store, casually holding a machete. Guessing her husband was in there, and
Have, I believe, a question that everyone would like answered.
go right ahead.
I have 2 questions.
Sure. Oh, as many as you like.
Why?
Doesn't say.
And how the hell do you hold casually a machete?
As one who's done it many times in front of all kinds of shopping venues, it helps if you hum, just so you know.
I'm not sure if my eyes are frying now or if my brain is just melting on the inside. It's the brain.
It's the brain.
Yeah.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.